Good evening. Our group is from group 3 and we will present about assignment 2. So, my group member is Christine Olivia, Imelda Ajin, Siti Nur Aisyah, Rochester Senabong, and my name is Vina as a leader. And then the agenda of our group is cluster 1, cluster 2, and cluster 3.
Next is I will present the cluster 1, which is 6 simple machine. What is a simple machine? A simple machine is a mechanical device that changes the direction or magnitude of a force is known as a simple machine. In general terms, they are defined as a simple mechanisms that use leverage or mechanical advantage to multiply force. Simple machines have a few or no moving parts to modify motion and force. Let us learn more about the 6 simple machines in the following few sections. For the first simple machines is lever. A lever is a simple machine that consists of a rigid object, often a bar of some kind and a fulcrum or pivot. Applying a force to one end of the rigid object causes to pivot about the fulcrum, causing a magnification of the force at another point along the rigid object. There are 3 classes of levers depending on where the input force, output force, and fulcrum are in relation to each other. The earliest lever was in use a balance scale by 5000 BCE. For example, baseball bats, seesaw, wheelbarrows, and crowbars are all types of lever. And this is the example of pictures of a lever. Next is the second simple machines is wheels and axles. A wheel is a circular device attached to a rigid bar at its center. The force applied to the wheel causes the axle to rotate, which can be used to magnify the force. For example, having a rope wind around the axle, and in turn, the force applied to a give rotations to the axle is translated into rotations of the wheel. It can be seen as a kind of lever that rotates around a central fulcrum. The earliest known combination of wheels and axle is a toy model of a 4-wheel chariot made in Mesopotamia about 305,000 BC. For example, Ferris wheels, tires, and rollers are examples of wheels and axles. And this is the example of the wheel and axle. Next is the next simple machines is inclined plane. An inclined plane is an inclined plane used to raise a heavy body. An inclined plane makes it easier to lift objects higher height. There are 2 ways to raise an object. It can be raised either by lifting it right up or by pushing it diagonally up. Lifting an object straight up moves the object the shortest distance, but a more significant force must be applied using an inclined plane. To lift an object requires less force but must be applied over a greater distance. Some everyday examples of inclined planes include sidewalk ramps, highway access ramps, inclined conveyor belts, and switchback roads. And this is the example of the inclined plane. Next is I will pass it to my friends Imelda.
Hi, so today I will explain about the pulley. Instead of the axles, wheels can also turn ropes, cords, or belts. A variation of the wheel and axle is the pulley. In a pulley, a string wrapped around a wheel. It is a simple machine used to change the direction of force. So, as the wheel rotates, the cord can move in any direction. by attaching the hook to the cord. The rotation of the wheel can be used to raise or lower the object, making the job easier. Various types of pulleys help in making various lifting and moving tasks easier. A pulley system is required to raise the flag on the flagpole. A rope is attached to a pulley to raise and lower the flag more easily. So this is an example of pulley. So next is wedge. A wedge is a simple machine that is used to break apart something soft that's by applying force. A nail is a common example of a wedge. In a nail, the force is applied to the whitehead area. This applied force is concentrated in a small point area where the force is exerted. At this point, the force is magnified and enables the force to pierce through objects. As the nail sinks into the object, the wedge shape at the points of the nail move forward and force the object apart. So this is example of wedge. So the last one is screw. An inclined plane wrapped around a shaft is known as a screw. The two primary functions of a screw are to hold things together or to lift objects. The threading around the shaft is a screw makes an efficient tool to hold things together. The thread grips the surrounding material like teeth, resulting in a secure hold. A few examples of screw include screw, ball, clamp, spinning stool, and spiral staircase. A car jack is an example of a screw used to lift something. So this is example of screw. So the conclusion for the cluster one is in conclusion, simple machine make our our life easier and more efficient when doing tasks that cannot be done without a little help. They make work easier by allowing us to push or pull to greater distance. A simple machine is the simplest device that does work. Simple machines are important and common in our world today in the form of everyday device, crowbars, for example, crowbars, wheelbarrows, highway ramps, and so on, that individuals and especially engineers use every day. The same physical principles and mechanical advantage of simple machine used by ancient engineers to build pyramids are used by engineers today to build modern structures such as houses, bridges, and skyscrapers. Simple machines give engineers additional tools to solve everyday challenges. So that's all from me.
So now I will continue with the cluster 2, which is potential energy and also kinetic energy. The first one is potential energy. Potential energy is related with the force and gravity of Earth, and the formula is E equal to mgh, which is E is energy, m is mass of the object, and g is the acceleration due to the gravity force, and h is the height of the object. In potential energy, there are two types, which is gravitational potential energy and also elastic potential energy. Gravitational potential energy is related to the gravity force, and the gravity of Earth is 9.81 meter per second square. And the example is cycling down the hill. And the second one is elastic potential energy, which is restore energy in elastic material. And the example is spring. The second energy is kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is energy that related with motions of an object, and the formula is Ke equals to 1 over 2 mv square, and Ke is kinetic energy, m is mass of the object, and the v is velocity, which is in meter per square. And the example is like car moving, playing football, or even walking. There are 5 types of kinetic energy, which is the first one is translational kinetic energy in linear motion, rotational kinetic energy, which is a movement of rotational and plus with the spinning movement. The third one is vibrational kinetic energy, which is energy in a vibration motion. The fourth one is internal kinetic energy, which is measure the temperature and also thermal energy. And the last one is electrical kinetic energy, which is energy that transfer electrical energy through charged particles. So this is the example of gravitational potential energy, which is the first one that will transfer into kinetic energy, and when at the top of the hills, they will transfer into potential energy, and when climbing down the hills, they transfer again into the kinetic energy. And this is the examples of kinetic energy, which is airplane flying, cycling and car moving, windmill rotating, boys skateboarding, and kicking ball. That's all for me. Thank you.
So for the cluster 3 is general area fencing. The introduction for this topic is it is to protect a hazardous area from an unauthorized entry by the erection or installation of a wire or rail. Fence is a structure that encloses an area, typically outdoors and usually constructed from posts that are connected by boards, wire, rails, or netting. And then the types of fencing, the first one is rails, and then screens, wire netting, and the last one is two board.
I will present about the importance of fence. First, to prevent from falling into hole, falling to lower level, entanglement with moving machine parts, struck by falling object, also exposed to hazardous substance. Next is about fencing method, which is identify area to be fenced, select suitable type of fencing, ensure temporary controls, install suitable fencing, and the last one is observe administrative controls, such as signage and inspection. Thank you.
So for the area to fence is the first one is stairs, ramp, manhole, and then the hazardous activities. As a conclusion, fencing extensively useful to keep livestock or predators out, to provide privacy and provide safety. Overall, we more understand how the construction method of fencing, the definition, types, components, and the construction method of fencing area. So that's only the represent about our group. Thank you.